It was about a year ago when something strange happened to me. Our final exams were just around the corner, and I still had a lot of studying left to do. Normally, our school library closed at 5 p.m., but because of the exams, they decided to keep it open until midnight so students could study longer. Since my house wasn't far from the school, I preferred studying in the quiet, peaceful library rather than at home. I usually got a lot done there. That particular evening, I left home around 6 p.m. and went straight to the library. I got so absorbed in my work that before I knew it, it was already 10 p.m. I had never stayed that long at the library before. Normally by 8 p.m., there would still be some students around, but at 10, there was complete silence. I only had about 15 minutes of work left, so I decided to finish up quickly and head home. Before I could get an answer, she vanished in an instant. I froze for a second, but then, feeling a sense of relief, I hurried out the front door. By then, exhaustion and hunger had started to take over, so I wasn't walking straight. As I stepped onto the street, I noticed something strange. The street was completely empty. Normally, even at night, it's a busy area with people walking around, but tonight, not a soul was in sight. In a state of panic, I kept my gaze on the ground, trying to avoid thinking too much. I was almost home when I suddenly saw a shadow stretching out in front of me, even though there was no one around. When I looked up, I saw a woman walking slowly in front of me. There was something unsettling about her. She walked with difficulty, as though she was disabled. Her movements were slow, and in no time, I caught up to her. I noticed that she was wearing old, torn clothes, and her hands and feet were oddly twisted. Her hair was messy, and she looked as if she hadn't taken care of herself for a long time. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. My gut instinct told me not to go any closer. I stopped in my tracks, unsure of what to do. I was too scared to pass her, and I felt an overwhelming need to stay away from her. Suddenly, she turned toward me, and in a low, unsettling voice, she asked, "Where is she?" I couldn't move or speak for a moment, paralyzed by fear. My brain was completely frozen. I just pointed in the distance, wanting her to go away. She turned and started limping in the direction I had pointed, walking so far away that I could no longer see her. Relieved that she was gone, I began walking again, but the fear still gripped me. I started running, desperate to get home and find safety. But just then, I heard her voice echoing in the distance, screaming, "She is here!" After that, everything went black. I don't remember anything else. When I regained consciousness, I found out that my neighbor had found me lying unconscious on the ground and had brought me back to my house. Later, I learned from him that the woman I had encountered might have been a ghost. Her name was Agatha. A 32-year-old mother who had tragically lost her 10-year-old daughter in a fatal accident near Eden Hill School in 1998. Unable to cope with the grief of losing her child, Agatha's spirit was said to have roamed the school and the surrounding area, searching for her lost daughter, hoping for a reunion that would never come. To this day, it's believed that Agatha still wanders the area, lost in her sorrow and longing for her daughter.